Tennessee versus Arizona. I think that the way things are kind of standing, that is going to end up being the battle for the last number 1 seed. And frankly, Tio, I don't think that that's a battle anymore. After Tennessee went out in the last 3 games, beat up on Auburn, won at Alabama, won at South Carolina, to add that into the mix where they went at Kentucky. In the last 6 weeks, they've beaten all 4 of the other SEC title contenders. They get Kentucky at home on Saturday as well. Talk to me about Tennessee and Arizona. Who you think is better? And I got a take for you on Tennessee. I'm going to throw after you give me your opinion on this, because I'm very curious what you think about this. I know
who do I think's better?
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, like Arizona's still really good. We just kind of fall by the wayside for them because they start a lot of games like 11 p.m. Just being on the West Coast, which I'm here now. It's still strange for me to realize it's 10 in the morning where I'm at, but they're still really good. I didn't realize Pele has scored over 1,000 points. Like majority of that's this year, man. Like he's starting to feel himself a little bit. So good on them. Caleb Love's still really good. If I had to pick one out of the two, though, playing head to head, man, that'd be a monster matchup, wouldn't it? My God, matchup for matchup, that would be awesome to watch. I would probably pick Tennessee because of the surrounding pieces. And that's not saying that Arizona's aren't awesome, but Tennessee's going to beat you up physically. They're going to be able to compete at every position physically. And Dalton Knecht, I'm telling you, some of these shots, and we rave and we rave and we rave about the kid, but he's a pro playing with college kids. Even against Texas A&M, even against Auburn, even against Alabama, even at South Carolina, like this is a pro basketball player playing with college kids. He gets wherever he wants, whenever he wants, and goes on 15-0 runs by himself routinely. Like he is a special type of player. Zach Edey's going to win National Player of the Year and pretty much everything, but he's going to be number 2. Like if he wasn't playing up against a generational 5-man. And Edey, like he's the runaway National Player of the Year in my mind. Like that's what puts them over the top.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I want to put this in the context of I really, really like this Arizona team. Like I think that they can, I said it last night on the show, I think that they are one of 9 teams that has an actual chance to win a national title, and they ain't 9. And they're probably closer to 1 than they are to number 9. I've kind of come around to the idea that Tennessee is the second best team in America. Right. Like I think UConn is probably the favorite, rightfully the favorite by the books, by the eye test, but they're just steamrolling everybody and they've kind of hit their best basketball of the season at the right time.
And the Big East is great. Not top to bottom, top to a 9. The Big East is great. For them to run through everybody's huge. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just, you mentioned the toughness that Tennessee has. You mentioned their ability to defend. You mentioned they still have all the things that have made them the Tennessee program of the last 5 years, but they have Dalton Knecht, who is an ultimate difference maker. And oh, by the way, like no one ever talks about this dude. Zakai Ziegler had an all SEC caliber season. He is a senior point guard. He's been through battles. He's won games on his own, right? We've seen him I saw him go for 26 points and 13 assists at Kentucky, right? I think that they are as loaded as anybody in the sport. And that this idea that just because Rick Barnes is the head coach, they can't win a national title is laughable to me. I think they're the second best team in America right now, as of today. Is that
what the hell is Rick Barnes going to do to cancel them? Like cancel this team out? Well, like, what is he going to do? Everybody's like, well, Rick will get in the way. That's crap. How can he get out of the way? He's calling an ISO for Dalton Knecht.
Yeah, that's all he does.
Like, what are we talking about? Their defense is always going to be good. Even in the games they lost in the NCAA tournament, their defense was still good. They just couldn't score. No longer the case. No longer the case. And if Dalton's not scoring, somebody else is. I just don't see these 7-8 minute droughts of scoring happening with this team. And that's what ended up, dethroning them last year and the year before. Like they didn't have that guy they could just go to. It drove me nuts because I thought Julian Phillips could do it if he was put in the right spot last year. But Dalton Knecht, he doesn't have to be put in the right spot. You just get him the ball within the area code and like he'll find a way.
I'm just glad that we don't have to have that conversation about Julian Phillips anymore because I didn't
nuts.
I didn't
drove
think
me nuts.
I don't know if you would have been able to survive that again.
No, I wouldn't have. But Dalton Knecht, like you get him the ball, inside of Thompson Bowling Arena. Like, that place is huge. I don't know if you've ever been there. Underrated venue nationally. I'm telling you, that place is sweet. But anyway, like, you just get him the ball, and he's going to be able to get you. I don't know what his points per possession are. They got to be good. Like, he is an absurd scorer. Yeah. And you can't zone him. And you can't send a double at him because of the guys around him.
Yeah, and it doesn't, like, he can get wherever he wants to get to. And my favorite thing that he does is there'll be times where he'll get a defensive rebound and he'll just dribble the ball up, right? And he'll be standing there and he'll trying to be dribbling it, and he'll be looking at where everyone is on the court, and then he'll point someone out and he'll call them up, and all he wants to do is figure out who is guarding that guy. And when he picks out the player that he thinks he has the best chance to beat in a ball screen,
that's a pro. Yeah, that's a pro. That's what pros do. That's what pros do. You sit down. It's crazy. Like, it took me until I was 23 years old to really understand that. Like, and now he's 23, 24, but like that's what pros do. You don't survey the guy in front of you. You survey the guy behind the guy that's in front of you.
Yep.
Like, and I'm telling you, I just don't know how Rick can get in the way of this.
No, he can't. He's already shown the ability to just kind of say, all right, go ahead.
I'm getting out of the way. Go do you.
Go do you. You got this, man. I'm gonna let you cook. The one concern that I have about Arizona is, I mean, beyond the fact that Kai Boswell has been kind of inconsistent. He's finally playing great again. He's been really good for like the last 10 days, last 3 or 4 games they've played. But it is Caleb Love trying to go into Dalton Knecht mode. And look, I think Caleb Love has had at minimum a second-team All-American season. He's going to be the Pac-12 Player of the Year. He's been the best player in that league. It's been awesome to see his redemption. I'm very happy that he's been able to be this player. There's also been moments this year where we've seen him go a little bit too aggressive, get a little bit too shot happy. And I think that's the one concern that I have with Arizona when they get to March. Like, what happens if Caleb Love decides to go full Caleb Love and have one of his 3 for 19 performances? I don't see that happening with Knecht. That
dude, Caleb Love, has taken 454 shots this year.
Shots.
That is so many shots, and that's not including his 125 free throw attempts. Like, that is so many shots. Like, I am jealous of that guy. Here's the thing: you have to have a guy like Caleb, but you have to regulate when he needs to be Caleb. Like, and I have no problem thinking that Lloyd's going to be able to do that. He raves about Caleb Love, raves about him. And let's be honest, guys. Like, what is Arizona's 24-6? It's worked. It's not like it's not working. Like, it's worked. So, I think it's a big advantage to have Caleb Love on your team. I really do. It's a matter of getting Caleb Love to buy into exactly when and where you want him in takeover mode. And that's in the last 2 minutes. You want him being ball mover Caleb Love for the first 38. The last 2, if you need him, that's when you need him to be Caleb Love. When the game gets really hard and really slow, that's when you need him.
Or someone at the end of a clock to go at least get a shot up.
Yeah.
I think that he's been good about that, and I think he's bought in, and I think Tommy's also given him a little bit of a leash.
454 shots.
Yeah. Imagine what he would have done if he didn't have a leash.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just for the record, the reason why the reason why Arizona's lost early in the tournament the last couple of years has been that they didn't have a proper 4-man in the modern college basketball game, and that is exactly what Keyshawn Johnson is.